as usual. Gonna make sure everything's turned on. All right, I think we're good to go. Plasmo, take it away.
All right. Hello, welcome to Average Superplay Enjoyers. It's number 5 already, and it's called 2 Rallies and a Sailor. We've got some maybe unexpected content for you today. We go by first the rally, then the sailor, and then another rally. Of course, the host is Pearl, who's like doing all the tough work, getting the IMPs to work, and make sure we actually get to see some stuff today. And our very special guest today is Chum.
Hello, that's me.
And yeah, without him, I don't think we would be able to show the games we're going to show you today because, well, you will see in a bit. But it's very, a little bit from a different side this time.
A little bit
We'll see how this one
unorthodox.
goes.
Okay, so first replay today. Anyone that played in Callus might recognize it. It is Rally Bike. You guys might remember that fun game.
It's basically a shmup.
Yeah, basically a shmup. Player today is Vertex YW, who actually, as of today, still holds the world record for this game. Set in 2015. This is a replay from 2003. Way back on MAME 67, so it's hell. But unsurprisingly, everything works fine. So stream is live, so you guys can join in.
All right. Yeah, it's quite. It was quite surprising to me to learn about the fact that this dude is actually playing the game for like, well, at least more than 10 years, probably much longer than that.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. So quick little note about the Vertex group. The only thing I really know about them is that in the early MAME days, like 2001, 2002, 2003, they're really popping off. And if you are in any shape or form following like classic arcade game Twitter, you might know of Vertex Dan, who's in the same group, who posts some really impressive burger time kill screen patterns. But without further ado, let's start the replay. So, Chum, you mind telling us a little bit about Rally Bike?
Well, it's a rally, and you ride a bike, and it's by
Fantastic.
Toaplan. It's by Toaplan, so it's basically a shmup.
Yeah, basically.
And you go really fast. You try to pass the racers so that you can qualify. You can gas, but you can also accelerate, which you usually want to do. Right here, he's doing. Actually, he's not doing the technique fully. Maybe it wasn't fully known. He was doing a technique at the start to spawn an extra racer. So all these racers may or may not spawn because the game will like try to put them somewhere. But if the game tries to put them somewhere where there's they can't be spawned, the game just skips them. So you can accidentally despawn racers. He's picked up a turbo item to go even faster. Items are pseudo-random. They're not really random, but they're essentially random unless you do the same inputs every time. I think that's how it ended up. I think that's what Surst ended up finding.
Oh, it's something like that, okay.
Yeah. And like right there, he stopped at the start. That was definitely to spawn more racers. I started doing that myself in the Callus Cup. And he went on a jump to get on his truck with the pigs.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, is he gonna do...
Oh, what's this?
What?
Oh, he's going for extra pass points.
Aha, okay.
So like an extra 400 points.
So when you're on the truck, you don't lose the gas on the. You can see the gas on the right. You run out of gas, you lose the game. Your fuel. So each one of those fuel bars is worth 200 points, if I recall. So having a high fuel count there is huge. Winning the race gives you 5,000 points and increases the value of all bonus items in the bonus stages. And passing a racer gives you Well, he gets 80 points here, but you also get 200 points for each placement at the end of the game. So, like, you'd gain 2,000 points for being 10 placements better, for example.
So if I may go on a slight tangent about this run in particular, this run isn't as, like, quote-unquote hidden as the other ones we've shown. It is on YouTube, albeit with a very, like, weird title, so you can't really find it if you look up, like, Rally Bike High Score or whatnot. It's some weird title that has nothing to do with any information about the run. It's just, like, Rally Bike something something. And it was mirror uploaded to MARP a year after. So it's not as hidden as the last replays we've shown, but it's still a very impressive run nonetheless.
So this one is on MARP as well?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right.
So he's probably going to take a fuel break up here for the extra points from the fuel. But he will... No, he's not taking it. Okay, because you can actually get first place even if you take it on rank 6. But... oh, he didn't... Because he doesn't have a turbo. Yeah, he doesn't have a turbo. So
oh, yeah, no turbo.
Yeah. Because doing that loses you 5 ranks, but it gains you so much fuel that you end up gaining points. As long as you can always get rank 1, you gain points by taking those breaks.
Comes the bonus.
Yeah, there's the first bonus stage. Since he has 2 first places, he gets plus 100 points per bonus item. It's 50 points for every first place. So he gets, at the end of the stage, he will get, I believe, 300 points per item he collected.
Oh, we missed one.
This is very tight. This basically is a shmup. Now I can see why you said that.
Yeah. Like, you can't really collect all these items very easily. You probably have to lose some. But as you see, the helicopter keeps wobbling left and right.
Right.
And you can, because of the screen wobbling as well, you can kind of control where the helicopter will be as a result. To get the items to drop in favorable places. You can't be too slow either, because then you don't get the max distance score from the bonus stage.
I see.
This game's really interesting, isn't it?
It
I
is.
enjoyed what I played of it.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I actually really like this game in Callus Cup, so I thought this was... I absolutely wanted this to be on this show.
What were the top scores in Callus like for this game?
Surst got 220 something. I got 210 something. Someone else also got 210. I think Today's Forgotten also got 210. So.
Ah, Tiff. The madman.
Surst got a really solid run.
Well, how high is this run, I wonder?
Yeah.
So as expected, the pace right now on this run is really strong. And I would say this is the first stage that's truly, like, hard.
Yeah.
I gave up on getting first places on this stage because it was just too unreliable, and if you're not going for first place, you can gain extra points from the fuel, like I mentioned. Fuel is actually worth more than placements, unless you get first place, then you get that extra 5k. So you kind of gotta make a choice and kind of know what you're capable of. If you don't think you're gonna get first place, you may as well just not take it.
No turbo.
There's a lot of point items here as well. Point items in this game are a big deal. It's important to learn where those are so that you can collect as many as you can.
500 each, it adds up. Oh, we got the options.
Helper, yeah. Helper is
So funny.
Helper is basically not very helpful most of the time.
Yeah,
There's
they're
one
already
part
gone.
of the game. There's one part of the game where you really want Helper though. It's the end of the last stage. So let's see if he gets that there. Oh, and he's rank 1. He didn't take any fuel breaks though, so he's not gonna get much points from fuel.
Probably around 1500 or so.
But that's just how this stage is. Like, it's really hard to get to rank 1 and a lot of fuel. You need luck with the items and not
That's
despawn
close.
too many racers. Oh, this is my favorite stage in the game. This stage is really exciting.
This is the stage I got owned at all the time.
There's gonna be like a forest, lots of trees to drive around. It's with interestingly placed point items and stuff.
Getting like a lot of just 1,000 point items from the helicopter instead of turbos.
Yeah, I would say I would usually prefer turbo over all else. But, you know, as long as you're not getting helpers, you're at least getting something.
Yeah. Nice comfy game, especially with the Topon music.
Yeah, the game is very comfy.
There we go.
Now he's got a turbo through the forest. It's really, really fun to go between these trees and stuff.
Ooh.
It looks quite tight.
Those trees actually have pretty slim hitboxes. The turbo plan was pretty nice in that regard.
Double turbo.
For once.
Double turbo. So you can't go any faster than it. If you get a third turbo item somehow, the speed doesn't go up anymore. So he could actually afford a fuel break here and still get rank 1.
I love the sound when you're at 2 turbos. That car.
Holy shit.
Big fuel bonus as well here, I'd say. Around 3,000, I think.
Yeah, this is a lot of score. And that stage, it had some cars mixed in with the bikes.
Oh, 4,000 almost.
So now the sprite for these score items is gonna change because he's collected so many bonuses.
Oh yeah, there's like another little tick on them, I guess you could say.
The bonus stages are pretty long, so when you're grinding this game, that can feel like a little bit of an ordeal to keep doing these bonus stages.
Just the music's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
When I think about it, bonus stage is really something I'm missing in shmups. I mean, some older ones had them, but I like the concept of it. Like the short intermission bonus stage, why not?
I think Sonic Wings had some, right?
Yeah,
right.
Did.
But it's not very common, it seems. Not nowadays, anyway.
It's probably for the best. I mean, when you want to replay the game, bonus stages usually become less fun.
Well, this one looks good, at least.
So this next stage is really fun, but it's like a memorizer. It will kick your ass unless you learn the strats.
Long bonus tally.
All those points.
Boss race.
What's boss?
Boston.
Oh.
And now it's only cars. So fun fact, the drop here has to be a turbo or the run is basically over. But the game is coded so that you get a turbo there almost every time. But sometimes sometimes you will not get one, and you're gonna be very sad.
When you lose world record pace because the game doesn't give you a turbo.
Wow, he's very confident with his driving. This is really impressive. He's definitely going for a rank 1 on this stage as well.
Aww.
Oh, that helper ain't so bad this time. It can be used to... So if you keep going left and right all the time, you can keep the helpers in front of you so that they attack anything in front of you.
Yeah, you can kind of like push them forward, wiggling them.
Yeah, you push them forward by wiggling.
Interesting.
This is really impressive. And rank 1, so rank 1 on this stage is not easy.
Pretty good score right now as well.
Yeah. So this is the last stage coming up. The last stage is a little special because you don't actually get a bonus for getting rank 1.
Yeah, kind of weird.
And you also get more, but you get more points for each rank you advance. On all other stages you get 200 points per rank. On this stage you get 400.
Oh.
So. And this stage is kind of weird in that a lot of the time you
Oh.
can't
Holy
really
shit.
do that much. Yeah, this is a safe area. It's not that dangerous. This you want to do what you just did.
It always looks
It's
scary
just
to me.
crazy.
Yeah, but it's literally pretty lenient.
All right.
Trap seems impressed by it.
Yeah, it's nothing. Like everyone in Callis was probably doing that. Yeah, this fuel break is not ideal, I think, actually. So that shows that he was not entirely confident.
Really keeping that one helper alive.
Actually, maybe the fuel break is ideal on his level. We're gonna have to see. It depends on what rank he gets. If he gets better than top 5, then yeah, the fuel break was actually good.
We'll find out.
Oh, he got another helper. This is exactly what you want here. You can just keep crashing these cars. Yeah, he's gonna get a great rank because of these helpers. That's insane.
What a massacre.
Rank
Second.
2.
Second place.
So the fuel break was actually giving him extra points, and I didn't realize he would get the fuel break and still get top 5. That's crazy.
Look at that score.
266,000.
That's a high number.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, awesome. That's Rally Bike.
It's a really good tour plan game. I actually prefer this to a lot of tour plan shmups.
And we'll see. Instead of putting in YW, they put their team name in. That's a pretty good segue for Plasmo. You know what to bring up. Well, I set up the next game.
So, if you look at the title, it's 2 rallies and then a sailor. So basically, we got 3 games, maybe. Who knows? But that's the first rally anyway. And I'm using the opportunity to inform you about the new website Mariscan has set up, mostly, I think, with the help of some other dudes as well. I don't know. But we've got the team website ready for team, well, how do you pronounce it anyway? ASE or ASE or ASE? You can decide yourself. But yeah, the episodes you can find there, like in a neat order. Looks very visually appealing. You can find some more stuff, information on the gamers and stuff like that. So yeah, check it out if you are curious about that. And so much for that. Let's check out the second game, and it will be the Sailor, and then the third one will be the next rally.
Alright, so today's second run, not probably what you would expect. It's Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon, the beat 'em up by Ben Presto, by the player SEY, done in 2007. This is going to be a no-miss clear using Sailor Moon. And
That's not a shmup.
yeah, it's not sure. What the fuck?
Holy shit. What are we planning here?
So, Chum knows the most about this game out of all 3 of us, easily.
Yeah, I've cleared this game. It's super hard.
Yep. Often
And
I've
it's
seen
really
people
fun.
say not possible to clear on defaults, but obviously that's not true. But it shouldn't be understated how difficult this game really is.
Yeah, I think the reputation it has is a little overblown. But it is very hard.
Very pretty CG art CGs.
So the player right away, the player is already picking the weakest character.
All right, here we go. Here comes the infinites.
Yeah, so Sailor Moon, it's obviously like any beat 'em up. You have a main combo, and in this particular game, the main combo can be reset at any time during the hit stun on the enemy. You can reset the combo by turning back and face forward again to keep an enemy in infinite.
Yeah, if you've ever.
So he's using the infinite already, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you have to use the infinite
away.
combat in this game. It's the only sensible way to play it. Okay, he got grabbed by the tennis dude. That's hilarious, actually.
Yeah, if you've ever played Final Fight or seen any footage of Final Fight, you'll notice the infinite rhythm right away. You know, the hit, then turn around, turn right back, and then keep hitting again.
How precise is it anyway, the inputs?
It's not precise in this game. The enemies have very long hits. You get very long hits done in this game.
Hmm.
But some infinites are very delicate on some bosses. So right here he's using A plus B. It's something that has an area of effect attack, and if it hits something, it also drains your own health. But the reason he's using it here is because it gives you invulnerability while the boss is using their own area of effect attack.
Ah, I didn't know it actually would.
He also threw
drain health.
he also threw an enemy while they were using that AoE attack to give himself invulnerability during the throw.
Picked up a crystal as well. Mind explaining what those do?
Yeah, the crystals damage everything on screen, and the more you have, the more you have enough crystals, you can insta-kill some bosses. And if you collect more than 5 crystals, you can't get any more, but you get bonus points instead. So that's one of the scoring techniques, is to not use crystals.
You see, he's also timing down this boss a bit to, you know, kill a few extra enemies for extra score as well.
Yeah, he's probably doing it for some score, I would say, because it didn't look like his strategy was prioritizing speed.
Yeah, 30,000 for excess crystals, Akko says.
Yes, and crystals aren't entirely static. Like, some crystals could be food or they could be crystals.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, some of your score will be up to randomness. He's using some dash attacks here. It's good to rely on not only the infinite, but to use other kinds of attacks as well. Sometimes he's ending his combos with a throw, and in some beat 'em ups you would do that by holding up or down. In this game you don't actually have a combo any other combo finisher than a punch, so you have to manually walk up to the enemy and grab them to do that during the hit stun. And the reason he's doing it sometimes at the end is because the throws give the most score.
Yeah, it's the kind of beat 'em up thing that you want to prioritize certain moves.
The throws are super good in this game. Like, the game gives you a lot of mobility because of the long hit stun to walk up to things and grab them and throw them where they need to be. And, throwing enemies into one another obviously gets other enemies to fall into the ground.
Just get the head thrown at you. Why
It's
not?
funny, it looks so good here.
It's fun taking a hit there. Those are the easiest enemies in the game. Also, on this stage you can easily get timed out if you're not quick.
Ah, yes. The timer.
And Sailor Moon is the weakest character, so it's probably, in my opinion at least, the hardest character to not get timed out with.
This game has an extremely strict timer.
Yes, there are some. I will tell you when we get to stages that are particularly strict. Also, the way the scoring system works from hitting enemies is the game only counts score per attack that's connected to an enemy. Hitting multiple enemies doesn't give extra score.
Oh.
So if you really want to get a lot of score, you try to hit every enemy
Individually.
Yeah, which really ramps up the difficulty. And also that's why some characters are more viable than others, because you need a character that has a very fast combo, like hits quickly. Which Venus is the character that is best at that, I believe. I think Sailor Moon or maybe Sailor Mars is worse at that. Maybe Jupiter is not so good either. Not sure. Here he's infiniting the boss. The boss can break free. If the boss ever hits you, that's what happens. Like the boss is invulnerable anytime it's attacking. So you have to hit the boss first.
Just want to point out we got a raid from MTL Price. Hell yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for the raid. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're cool.
Yeah, so what was I going to ask anyway? I forgot. Holy shit. I had a question on my mind. Well, happens.
So you can see.
Oh
the
yeah, are
timers.
there any sections where you are going for crazy milks, where you try to spawn more enemies and stuff like that? Does it exist in this game as well, or is it not a thing?
I'd say not from enemies, but you can milk some bosses. We'll see. I haven't watched the run, so we'll see if he does that.
Right.
I think we do see it later on.
I would assume he probably does it a little bit at least.
Oh, we got cutscenes.
Yep.
Amazing.
As you'd expect, some very good art as well in this game.
Oh, I guess this must be the European version or something.
Yes, it is.
I
It is the European
see
version.
I didn't see any text.
This is the Europe ROM, and I'm not sure why. Maybe this was the parent ROM at the time.
So the Europe ROM has no text in that cutscene for some reason, but the Japanese ROM actually says some text.
Yeah, that's very common.
The music on
Many
the stage
games.
is so funny, actually. Pinnacle of human achievement. Yes,
This
CPS
player,
Europe is.
this player is really good. He's making the game look easy. So look at like how he hits enemies, then moves towards them, then hits them again, and then moves towards them and grabs them. You have to get used to doing stuff like that in the game to be confident in your hit stuns.
Seems to be really aggressive to actually manage the timer enough.
Yes, and any enemy that kind of breaks out of the pack, he tries to grab them and throw them back to the group.
This fucking song.
I don't have any audio, so. I don't
Oh, you don't have any audio? Oh,
No.
okay.
I have speakers, so.
Oh,
I'd be
right.
a bit
Yeah.
worried that it would like echo. Or something.
Okay.
Is the audio like not normal?
No, it's just this song is really funny. Got another crystal on the ground, gonna get another 30k from that once he picks it
Yeah,
up.
so if you're just going for a 1cc, you would actually use your crystal on this part. But he doesn't need to, I suppose. He has confidence, but his timer is getting pretty low.
So the crystals, do they kill every enemy on the screen, or just do like massive damage to them?
When you use them, you mean?
Yeah.
It does damage to every enemy, and it does more damage the more crystals you have.
Okay.
And it will kill enemies if you have enough crystals.
I know it also will do a lot of damage to bosses as well if you have 5 crystals stacked up.
Oh yeah, like five crystals will instantly kill any boss, I think.
I don't think so. It'll definitely drain it like at least half the health.
Oh, there's some chocolate on the ground. You get some health back. That's
The
good.
timer's also running low again.
Oh yeah, it's getting close here.
Yeah, like that's one of the reasons why you would normally use crystals on this stage. It's because the timer is gonna catch up quite fast. The ninjas are very powerful enemies, so trying to keep them in a stun is really important. And the tennis guys, they have a huge grab range.
Tennis guys are pretty rude. I remember that from when we played it.
Yeah, he knows where all the enemies spawn from so that he can stun them first every time they spawn. If you want to clear this game, you pretty much have to memorize every enemy.
Deal with them as quickly as possible and as safely as possible.
There are some places where you maybe don't have to go that far because the difficulty isn't high enough on those particular places, but anytime the game is actually kind of hard. You have to memorize everything.
How generous of the game to give you an extra 10 seconds from that section change.
Oh, and by the way, you get no extra lives in this game.
Yeah, just one life total.
You have one extra life that you start with, and you never get anymore.
Oh, look at the CRT graveyard.
Damn.
Yeah. So this boss can be milked. Let's see if he doesn't have that much time, so he wouldn't even be able to gain that much from it. Oh, he doesn't seem to care.
Right. I remember you showed me how the milking works in this. Because when the enemy is about to go into its second phase, you can just keep hitting it, right? And getting hit points from it.
Yeah, the health bar will get stuck, and the next phase won't be triggered until you send the enemy back to the ground. So this boss can either be on the ground or fly, and depending on if she's flying, the infinite will work differently. Flying is actually a bit easier.
That was quick.
Yes, if you take too long, the screen will be flooded by enemies, and things will get very ugly.
Oh, I see.
He's actually doing the infinite rather quickly, I would say. Quicker than I have managed to do with this character.
Pretty chill theme.
Once again, he's like using the throws right when he's about to get hit by something to give himself invulnerability. And every time a ninja is spawning, he stuns the ninja at the moment she gets on the screen. Leaving those ninjas unstunned can be quite dangerous. They have a lot of different moves.
Kicking the head. I really like the enemy design. Pretty good. Really enjoying the visuals as a whole.
Yeah, so Joker Jun did graphics.
Oh.
Same as S-Braid and Air Gallet.
Yeah.
So the game looks fantastic.
Yes, it looks really good.
I forgot to mention it, but like the cutscene on the previous stage, where the boss cutscene where she flies up the tower, that looks gorgeous for sure.
And whenever you use a special in this game, it also looks really beautiful. Very detailed sprites.
Yeah, there's a different special like crystal cutscene for every character, and there's like 5 different ones, one for each number of crystals you have.
Yep, and I think we'll only get to see it once.
Yeah,
that's a shame because very good sprite work, honestly.
Also, this stage is a little bit of a break in terms of the timer is not very strict on this stage, so you can be kind of slow. Yeah, just a few slip-ups and all of a sudden he's lost like half his health.
It's not as bad as Final Fight though.
Yeah, in Final Fight. So I actually cleared Final Fight yesterday, by the way. It's been at it for like 2 months. But yeah, like in Final Fight, if something bad happens, all of a sudden you could have lost like almost all your health in a moment. It's ridiculous. This game is a bit more like, it's easy to take a lot of idle hits, but you don't take as much damage from them.
Yeah, you can take like a lot more hits. It's just the timer is what will probably be your demise.
You can take more hits, but it's like harder to avoid taking hits entirely in this game.
Yeah.
The enemies sneak in punches like crazy in this game. It's a cake. So the food items can give very little food, or they can give a lot of food. That's another RNG aspect you just have to accept.
Apparently Joker June also did Dog Yun as well.
Oh damn, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What Maximo just said in chat.
Yeah, Dog Yun is a beautiful game.
Batsugun as well, I think.
What hasn't he done?
Maybe he did Rally Bike as well.
Oh, man, one can only hope.
It's funny. He's picking up the enemies that are meant to escape the screen right after they come out, so that they can never escape. That's so funny. It's just keeping them trapped and killing them. So one thing that makes Sailor Moon kind of a weak character is that her main combo is it's not that fast and it doesn't have great range. So it's hard to get things into the combo without them hitting you first, and it's easy to have things slip out of the combo. So that's why he's ending up taking so many hits. I think if he used a stronger character, he would probably have taken fewer hits.
Oh, trapdoor.
I think we're at the... Oh, no, not yet. I thought this was the boss.
And this stage is kind of long. You can hit these... I haven't actually watched Sailor Moon, so I don't know if this is referencing an episode or something. But
What's happening there?
you hit these and food comes out and you can eat it. Would you eat this food?
Oh.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess Sailor Moon really likes food.
Listen, when you're hungry, you just gotta eat. 400 hits per hit there. 400
Candy.
points, I mean. Now we're back to the halls.
Yeah, he's getting close to the boss now. Yeah, look at all those idle hits.
It's pretty amazing to me that this even had a Europe ROM set to begin with.
That enemy has a longer
Oh.
hit range than you do.
Don't leave the crystal. Oh,
Can
thank
you
God.
get 6? What happens when you collect the 6th one?
You
You
get
get bonus points,
Yeah.
30k.
30k for every excess crystal
Oh.
past 5.
That's big.
Alright, here's the boss.
So, to infinite this boss, it's a bit delicate, and yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. Very good. It's a bit hard to explain why it's delicate, just trust me.
And look at all those computer screens going crazy.
That rose gives you health, but it would actually have been easier if this guy tuxedo mask and his rose never showed up, because then you would just be able to kill the boss. Now you have to have him get up, and when he gets up, he could either 50% chance to do what he's doing right now, or he could not do it, and you can infinite him again.
There we go.
Yeah, I think to dodge the jump attack, you gotta do some kind of vertical moving thing. I'm not 100% sure, because I just do A plus B until he doesn't do it, so I can infinite him again. That's always how I did it.
Ah, here we go. Stage 5.
Yes, so this is the first stage in the game that has a brutal timer. Stage 2 and 3, like, you can get timed out if you're not quick enough. This stage, you will get timed out unless you're very quick. And this is the first stage in the game where, like, not using crystals is just seriously madness. Unless maybe you have, like, if you have Venus, you might be fast enough. If you have anyone else, it's gonna be tough, man.
It's really tight.
I'm curious to see if he's gonna drop his no crystal strat here and actually use them on this stage, because Sailor Moon is weak on this stage.
We'll find out.
These masked men are very good at sneaking in punches at you, and no matter who you use, you will feel that. Even if you have Sailor Jupiter, who in my opinion is the best at this stage.
That's who you cleared it with, right?
Yeah, I cleared with Jupiter. She's the best. She's the easiest to clear with, in my opinion. Even if you have her, it's very hard not to take hits from masked time. They're just programmed to stay away and then moving close and hit you and then go away. See, like that?
Also, I've noticed when a crystal's on the ground, they pick it up, it damages all enemies on screen as well.
Yes, since I just played this for clear, I'm not sure how much damage it does or anything, because I haven't done that many times. It seems to just barely damage them, not like...
Yeah, maybe just like a hit stun.
Yeah. So yeah, normally I would have used my, I would have spawned all these enemies on screen all at once and used the crystal. I'm going to guess that he's gonna save his crystals for the boss and use them if his time is low. Whoa, those ninjas were disposed of very fast. I could learn a thing or two from this run. I've always had different strategies that are a bit slower here.
Stacking them all up in one little bunch. Very satisfying.
Yeah. I really like how in this game, when things fall to the floor, you really hear an audible thump. And the more things that fall, the more thumps you hear all at once. So having a big group fall on the ground is super satisfying.
Oh yeah. Stacks up that sound all the time.
Yeah, to me, like, a lot of the appeal of beat 'em ups is just how satisfying it feels to hit things. Kind of like how a lot of shmup players like want to have good explosions or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these off-screen hits. The timer is running low.
This is really mean.
This is bullshit. Yeah, this game can be bullshit.
he's trying his hardest, man.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, that was close. No, you really gotta hurry up here.
Yeah, timer's.
I think he will be able to barely dispose of these.
Can't see shit.
Yeah, so he can't actually see if like one of them is. Yeah, there we go. 5 seconds.
Got it.
He should have enough to not use crystals if he's very fast, I think, but I'm not 100% on that. Actually, I think he's gonna use them. There's no way with how low his health is as well.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't want a no miss, I guess he could take a death here, but I'm assuming he doesn't want to die.
This is indeed a no miss.
Damn.
What in the name of God am I watching? Like, how is he not taking any hit?
Oh yeah, this is good.
I didn't know you could do what he just did. Yeah, this is what he's doing right here is really easy.
Oh, look at the health and look at the time. This is so tight.
Yeah. So when she gets up, she can either spawn left or right of you. So you can like wiggle a bit to pick her up immediately.
Ooh.
3 seconds left.
Close one.
Yeah, that was.
No crystals wasted.
And like he was so fast too when he disposed of ninjas and stuff. He was really, really fast. So I would say stage 5 is a hard stage for that reason. Stage 3 is probably the first like hard stage, but once you get to 5, things really level up. And stage 6 is a very hard stage. A lot because of the boss. The boss on this stage is crazy. But the stage itself, the timer, like stage 4, the timer takes a backseat. You won't get timed out on this stage. So you can go kind of slow. It's like when on the stages where the timer is really strict, you have less options in terms of your combat. Like you have to rely on these quick infinites constantly. But when the timer is a bit more lenient, you can mix in other playstyles a bit more.
I love how these enemies look, honestly.
Yeah, it's like Onibaba is what I call them, but I don't know if they have an official name. 3 ninjas all at once can be really tricky. He really knows what he's doing though.
They seem to have a lot of range with their attacks.
Yeah, they have. Like, the nice thing about ninjas is they are pretty well telegraphed if you pay attention, but they do have a lot of different attacks. This is... Oh, okay. Interesting strategy he was using there.
Two food items in a row.
Yeah, it's hard to know if he's happy with that or if he wanted more points from crystals. More food is, of course, very, very nice. Like I mentioned, the boss is very hard. If it was me, I would take the food, you know?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
I guess he's only using throws to get the extra points.
Broke a million as well.
Yep.
Sweet.
A million in this game is about what you'd expect to get from a basic clear, so it's good scoring.
Alright, stage 6, boss.
Yeah, this is 2 of the stage 3 bosses, and oh, look at that! Oh, okay. Well then. Okay, so basically, when they get up from the ground, they can start hitting you, and if they do, you won't be able to hit them until they stop hitting you, so you have to get away. You see, one of them is flying and one of them is on the ground. When they're flying, they are much easier to start a combo on. But the one on the ground is a bit more peculiar.
Alright.
And it's like, if he noticed that, okay, my combo thing, he could just A plus B and try to group them up and try again, but yeah, he got a sweet combo in right away.
I'm sure this will hurt.
Oh,
This will
look at
hurt.
the arcade.
Yep.
Oh, we're actually in an arcade now.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, the reason he's waiting is to spawn some food items on the ground.
Oh my god. This dude's going berserk here.
This boss is my favorite. Look at his fucking face.
I love the design of this boss.
Yeah.
Everything's just so good.
Is he
at the
gonna
moment.
milk you? No, he doesn't. He doesn't care. Okay, he doesn't care about the points. You can get a lot of points on this stage by milking this boss, and it's not hard to do. But he doesn't care. He only wants to do skillful things.
Yep.
He doesn't actually care about what score he gets. He's just like, I'm gonna do a no crystal run, and I'll take the bonus points from that. I see. It makes sense, because with how high his score is, you know, I already know what score he's gonna end with, more or less. As Pearl told me.
Yep.
I don't see how he could milk that boss and have such a low score at the end. So. Basically, this player could get way more score if he wanted to.
Just throwing him around.
So this boss is very good at slipping out of the combo. But he always seems to nail the bosses, man. It's crazy, honestly. Like, you really have to play this game yourself to really understand how easy, like, how much harder it is than what he's making it look like.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell the difficulty of like beat 'em ups when you just watch someone play it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a really good run too.
So it just looks like the player stuns all the enemies instantly, but that's probably not so easy to do.
Here,
And
He
as you
has
said,
to.
for example,
He has to get this boss down pretty fast, because otherwise enemies will spawn and make things troublesome. And
oh, yes.
Yep.
there you
Yeah.
go.
There
Very
we go.
quick.
Kitty is back. Fat fuck.
There's
Oh, bad.
only one
That
stage
is
left.
horrible.
And stage 7 is a little bit of a break. It's not easy by any stretch, but it's easier than 5 and 6 in my opinion. And then stage 8 is troubling again. But yeah, I'm curious to see what he's gonna do here. He could make it easy for himself and make this a free stage if he wants to. We're just gonna have to see. Of course, I'm referring to using the crystals.
Also, the stage, as you've told me before, feels pretty unfinished, especially at the end.
Yeah, the last half of the stage doesn't feel finished. I've also heard a lot of people complain about how this game doesn't have a proper ending and stuff, so it probably is a little unfinished.
Maybe just didn't. Maybe it was just rushed out the door.
Yeah, like they'd made most of the game, but then, you know, they had to get it out.
I forget, did Ben Presto go out of business or something?
No idea. Sorry.
Okay, because this was early 95. I'm not sure when Air Gala was made, for example.
Air Gala 95 or 96.
Okay.
Also, these enemies are great at staying outside the screen and refusing to come out. And the timer on this stage will kill you if you don't use crystals. So let's see what he does on this mid boss. This mid boss is, in my opinion, the best thing in the whole game.
Yeah.
You have to keep throwing this girl around, and you have to either have the guy be in a different vertical position so that he can't attack you, or throw the guy into the girl throw the girl into the guy repeatedly.
Very low HP now.
Yes, this boss is ridiculous.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah,
we get to see it.
Yeah.
Very good sprite work too.
So the thing is, when you use your crystals, you don't get any more. So you can't get any more 30k bonuses. But the crystals give you less score than you get from hitting and throwing. So at a really high scoring level, you would try to not use crystals here to get more points from attacks. And yeah, once the girl is dead, you just hit the guy. He can't do anything. You just stand there and hit.
You just bop him repeatedly.
Yep. Seems to block you with his cape for a bit, and then he just gives up and falls.
And there he goes.
So he's very low on health, but the rest of the stage is
Very
you can do the rest
easy.
of it. Yeah, you can do the rest of the stage without taking any hits. It's the easiest thing in the whole game.
It's
if you ask
so
me.
weird.
Yeah, you get these mannequins which do nothing, and then you get tennis guys with no tennis rackets,
What?
and they
What in the world?
they
Oh.
do like nothing as well. These enemies are very simple.
Silly old game.
Huh.
So that's what you mean by unfinished, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the final boss is the easiest boss in the game.
Hmm.
It's all
Well,
just leading up to it. It's the hard part. Except for this last bit here.
maybe that's just a reference to Parodius or something.
No, I think they just forgot to like.
Yeah, that was just.
Wait a second, we forgot
Yeah,
to
yeah,
finish
yeah.
the game.
It's also a bit hard to tell like what they intended with the final boss, because obviously if you don't that changes everything. If you don't use infinite, you're dead. You're dead. You have to infinite her, but she's the easiest boss to infinite. She doesn't break free from the infinite, and you can reliably start the infinite on her 100%. Like I never fail this infinite. It never happens.
Alright, there
But
we go.
most of the bosses are really delicate. You just walk up and you just start the infinite and you just you keep resetting your combo, and she just does not break free. She does nothing.
Man, seriously.
Yep, you won.
All right.
But if she does break free, she has ridiculous.
Ridiculous attacks. There we go.
and the immediate name entry.
Yep, the
Before
classic.
even Final Year shows up, you can enter your name. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, the first time you clear this game, you might accidentally enter something stupid here.
SEY. I feel
Very,
like
very skillful game. Skillful round. Replay.
I feel like the name was meant to be Sex because there's another replay by SEX.
Yeah, he
well.
wanted to go for the SEX.
Oh,
definitely.
he didn't even wait through the credits before closing his game. He just closed it right there when it said end of playback.
Well, and that's that.
Yeah.
Before we get to the third game, I just want to quickly talk a little bit about, well, I mean, today's expansion, so to say. So we've never really said that we just want to exclusively focus on shmups. So as you can see now, we also want to cover other arcade games. So other genres you can expect in the future. I don't know, maybe the main focus, or so to say, will be on shmups, but we're definitely covering other genres as well. And if you have checked out our website, you will have found a submission form for your own replays. I will drop the link once more. So if you want to talk about your own replay in here, you can do so, submit it there. You can join the show, or you could just make us talk about the replay. You don't have to join yourself necessarily.
You can
And yeah,
force
any
us.
games are fine as long as it's arcade games. So, Chum, if you want to talk about your Final Fight Clear, for example, you could submit this one.
Oh yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah, so we have a little platform here to talk about other genres as well, because it's quite tough sometimes to find places where you can talk about, well, non-shmup arcade games. I mean, there are some specialized communities around, but it's very scattered, so to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the INP archives we have found, there's still plenty of stuff to uncover, and of course we also want to preserve some replays that would be otherwise lost to time. So you will find lots of content here from the early 2000s, but once in a while maybe, if we get the submissions in, you can also expect maybe some new replays on here. But yeah, that's so much for the expansion. Let's check out the third game.
Good
and It will be
timing.
another rally.
Yeah. I want to show. I think there's like a special little ranking sequence in this game as well. They use character contest. I think it's the most
Maybe
used
Echo
characters.
is on something there. He's guessing Rally X. Well,
Most people
maybe.
use the worst character. They probably don't know she's the weakest.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's the most used character currently since boot. So,
All right.
next run, I feel like you guys might be clamoring to know. It is Rally X Arrangement, by
Ooh.
HT in 2004. Now, I want to preface one thing. Yeah, if you guys played in the Olympics, you probably know this game. You probably know how hell it will be. I want to preface one thing. The audio is fucked. This is a pretty early version of MAME, 0.87. So the audio is a bit out of tune. It works, but it's out of tune. So enjoy that. Let's give that a go. Let me boot it up if I could. Oh, Windows, stop it. Windows yelled at me. There we go. Let me
I
position
thought
it
this
back.
game was surprisingly fun.
Oh, it's really fun. Yeah, if you play in the Olympics, the only games we play are Pac-Man, Metal Slug, Rally X, or Galaga. Anything else is not existent. So, Plasmo, if you have the audio on, you might enjoy it.
I actually don't, but I will
Oh, I
look at it up
guarantee
later.
you should put it on. So, Chum, you and I have cleared this game.
Yeah.
Let's kind of go over the real kind of arrangement part of this. It's the green items on the radar. They're kind of these they're item flags, so you can get like bonus points, you can get attack, which basically makes you invincible to enemies and can let you go through rocks. You can get speed up, you can make enemies run away, you can make enemies slow down, and you can get extend letters. If you've played something like Bubble Bobble, you'll know that you get the 6 extend letters and you get a free extend. Same thing applies here. And I believe they are random, aren't they? At least that's what it's always seemed like to me.
Which ones are green, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Also, you can tell that he's picking up yellow flags sometimes, which switches the item. You can see that the next item at the bottom shows what the next item you will get is.
Yes.
So sometimes he clicks yellow one to switch the item on purpose. Okay, he picked up the S first there. Is that... I guess that's what is going to get him a bonus score at the end?
Yes, so the S flags will make it so for the stage and for the stage you're on and the life you're on in the stage, flag values will be doubled. So it'll be 100 times 2, 200 times 2, etc., etc. There's also an L flag, which will turn all your excess fuel into bonus score. It doesn't lose you any fuel, it just gives you bonus points. These aren't not noted on the map, though. The S flag will flash on the map. Ideally, you want to get the S flag first in every stage because you'll get a big bonus at the very end.
So, anytime he has his next item is something he collects a yellow flag, and seems to be switching to extend items pretty often.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, 6 extend items leads to an extend, and every extend gives you more score at the end of the game.
And
a lot of the items you can collect are just really not all that necessary. Also, the L flag placed. The L flag. What did it do again? It gives you score depending on how much fuel you have, right?
I mean, yeah, score based on the fuel you have.
And more fuel as well?
Nope.
Okay, just score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these bonus bags are 7650. You know, the Namco number.
Yeah. So bonus bags are also good.
Yep.
The runaway does not really help him here. The attack makes him go faster, so I guess it could help a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you for example, when you have this attack, you can kill the enemies. You can kill enemies with the bomb item as well. But killing things is often bad because it spreads out enemies. Like you want to try to keep the enemies in a group in this game, and if they die, they respawn somewhere on the map, and then the enemies are spread out.
Yeah, you want to group them up. Also, a thing to note is that another thing that makes this kind of an arranged version is that starting from round 4, there are different types of cars. So there's cars that are hidden on the radar, there are cars that accelerate, and I believe there's another type of car? There's a fourth one.
There's a car that accelerates right here.
Yeah, that one. You see it
the
on
next
the right.
one will have an invisible one, so can't see it on the radar.
Some very good audio from this version of MAME.
While the flags are randomly placed, they have a set number of places they can be. Same with the rocks. The rocks have a set number of spawn points they can be in. So right there he used the smoke screen. And we used to think that if you use the smoke screen few enough times, you get a big bonus at the end, but maybe that's not it?
No, that's not true. It counts the smoke screens you do, but it doesn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, so this one has an invisible car, but the cars always... Yeah, that's the invisible one.
Yeah, there he is.
The cars always spawn in the same places, so you can memorize the cars. Also, while the stage itself has the same layout as the previous 2 stages, they're actually all different stages, so they have different car spawns.
Some really good grouping here.
Yes, and he picked up the radar item, which sees the invisible car. Slow, that slows down all the enemies.
Another thing to note as well, using the smoke screen does take a chunk of your fuel away, so you can't just use it infinitely and win.
Yes, it's also the controls for the smoke screen is a bit janky. Like it can be very delayed, and it ususes like 3 of them after a bit.
Yep.
But because it's so delayed, and sometimes it doesn't.
We never even explained the damn challenging stage. It's
Oh,
just
right.
going really quickly.
The challenging stage, right? If you hit the rocks, actually, I don't really. You need to get all the flags for bonus points, and also if you never hit the rocks, it's a bonus, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Obviously.
he's hitting the rocks.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no. It's harder than it looks to not hit these rocks because you're on a grid. Like it is a grid, so you have to press the directions at just the right time.
Okay, teleport stage. Touch these pink teleporters and you'll go to a specific quadrant in the stage, or I guess a quintadrant, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you go
The locations
to
are
a
static.
blue one. The blue ones are exits, and the pink ones or purple are entrances.
Very
And,
good extend luck too.
These teleporting stages are it's really hard to keep getting the flags you want.
Yeah, you have to
Because
get a lot of movement.
you'll run out of fuel if you keep doing that. Like you have to maybe take some flags like this. You might want to take some flags you wouldn't necessarily want to take.
Just for safety.
You also have invulnerability after you teleport, so that you can move through a car for about a second.
That's right, I almost forgot about that. Plasmo, you ever play this game?
Not really.
Damn. It's
It's a good one.
This game's really
Quite
good.
confusing stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the stage is confusing.
This is where a
it-
lot of people usually die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to do quite a bit of learning to be able to handle these teleporting stages because the flags are all RNG. Like you can't just memorize a route.
Mhm.
You have to just know in your head like all these teleporters go to these places and figure out the route on the fly.
It's kind of what makes this game pretty fun to just kind of boot up and play is that you... What's the word I'm looking for? You kind of have to freeform it in a way that everything's going to be different.
Yeah, he got a nice bonus bag.
Yeah.
Let's get some fuel here. Fuel is very, very good item to get on this stage.
He has 4 lives right now. Very good
Okay.
extend RNG.
He's skipping those yellow flags because I guess he wants the fuel. Or?
I think so.
There we go. More fuel.
Oh, and his next bonus
Oh.
is a fuel again.
Getting a lot
Whoa.
of fuel.
Wow, okay.
Everything's fuel.
What the hell?
What the fuck is this? I've never seen so much fuel in my
This is
life.
ridiculous, okay.
He's like, fuck this, I need a rate. It's almost like he knows.
Oh,
Well,
man.
actually, I mean, if he knows what he's gonna get, take extend over and over.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, unlike some games where you can get the same extend letter over and over and just be trapped in hell where you don't get the letter you want, that will never happen in this game. You'll only get letters that you need to get an extend.
Yes, so it's always 6 items for an extend, no matter what.
And as we'll see, extends are very important for scoring in this game. A bit too important sometimes, I'd say.
Yes, this is not that serious of a score game. Like, I wouldn't recommend this as like a serious game to play. It's more like just a fun little game you can play for a bit.
Like, play for a clear, and, whatever score you get, whatever.
Yeah, you can try to score, but like if you get too hung up on it, those extend items will drive you crazy.
Yeah, it'll just become not fun.
So is there like a huge end bonus for extends, or how does it work?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a 100k for each life.
Yep. And mind you, the game counter stops at 999, 990.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Sikarikin sums it up correctly. Enjoy resetting at the beginning until you get good extend letter luck and die near the end anyway.
Amazing.
Indeed.
So has this game been counter-stopped?
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
I'm not sure when exactly it got counter stopped, but yes, it's been counter stopped.
Is he gonna touch her? Yeah, he's gonna touch her. Rock.
You just had to
Harder
jinx
than it
it.
looks. Trust me, it's harder than it looks.
If you finish a challenging stage with excess fuel, you do get fuel points as well.
Yes, and touching the rocks drains your fuel faster.
Yep. This stage is pretty tough. This group of
Yes,
stages.
so this map will have 3 separate stages, and each one is hard.
Yeah.
And this is the first part of the game where, in my opinion, just taking the bonus flags, the green ones on the map, over and over, it's just not really doable. You'll run out of fuel. So he's showcasing that right now by collecting
a run that might seem like, oh, like there's no way I can clear this, might seem plausible depending on what items appear. You can get a mixture of like slow enemy and runaway and radar, and it'll turn a probably dead run into, you know, one that can live.
Sometimes the enemies get stuck because of rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're no longer grouped up. Because enemies have different AI and speeds. They can break free from the pack very easily or get stuck somewhere.
Speed up.
I speed up. That's a great item.
Will he go for the bonus? Oh, okay.
Doesn't take the bonus.
Smart move.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's probably just more important to do safer moves.
Oh, look at that. He shuffled it and got the extend he needed, so he has 5 lives now.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's
really
good.
This last stage on this map is the hardest one. It has an invisible enemy in the top right, if I recall.
Oh yeah, it does. I remember.
Yes.
A really nasty one too.
I came up with a very fucked strategy on this stage. He's doing something totally different.
Kind of goes around in the perimeter to group them all up.
Yeah, like the invisible guy was chasing behind him.
He's gotta go back down to snag this one, but thankfully they're all kind of stuck up there in their own jamboree. That slow enemy was really good.
That slow will guarantee that he will live through to collect the rest of the flags.
And we're almost done.
And wouldn't you know it, he's got all the extents he needs. Oh, he's getting one extra item as well.
Yep. So, this is the last stage.
Yes, this last stage is the hardest one.
Yep.
It's quite ridiculous. The rock RNG on this stage is absolutely brutal and can really screw you up.
Yep.
Like with a lot of strategy, I tried so many different strats on this stage. Like a lot of strategies simply won't work if there's a rock in the wrong place, and you won't know that your first try.
Yeah, you just have to go for it.
So who knows if he's found a strat that just works no matter what, or if he's just relying on those rocks. I can't tell.
Do you remember my run where I just got 5 runaways in a row?
You just got a bunch of runaways.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's the sadness.
That's a shame.
So we get to see a recovery here. Much harder than it looks.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
That's Rally X arrangement done. So you get to see just how massive this clear bonus is.
Oh yeah, by the way, I checked out when it was counter-stopped, and it was counter-stopped basically right away in 1969.
I'm not surprised, because of that perfect bonus. The 200k from that is what really makes it doable.
Yeah.
If he didn't die this time, he would have counter-stopped now with a no-man.
Yep. So
the unless you get bad luck with extends and you collect green items quite often, the green flags. It seems like you will probably, or you're pretty likely to counterstop if you get all these bonuses you're supposed to get.
Yeah. And the CP bonus, special CP bonus, is when you finish each stage collecting the S flag first.
Hmm.
So 952k, I believe that's the highest replay for this game. Actually, I don't know of anything higher.
Yeah, and it's very clear how a counter stop would look. I mean, it would be the same round except he didn't die.
Just don't die, exactly.
Yep.
Sweet.
Round all. All right. So that's it for episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see when the next one's happening. Probably next week, maybe the one after, but I think next week should be fine, depending on, whom we get to invite this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again for Chum for joining us here for a very special episode and all the explanations for those games I know nothing about. So thanks.
Thanks for having me and showing these awesome games.
Yeah. It was great to have you. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you either next week or the week after for more funny replays.
Yep. See you around.